will save you a lot of, maybe saving you a lot of money, saving you heartaches and problems. So I hope you do heed that information. Don't judge with your heart because you feel sorry for the workers, but protect yourself first if you are building. So what I've been saying about the gem of information that I'm going to share today is not to hire your workers more than 4 to 5 months because of my experience before when I was building my castle. I had a worker he's been a good worker at the start, but I noticed that after 6 months his attitude changed. He makes a lot of mistakes, idle in work. But at this time, I was not aware about labor laws at that time. That was 15, 16 years ago. So he made a lot of mistakes that cost me money. So I end up firing him. Then he took me to labor and demanding that he is a regular worker because he's worked for me more than 6 months. And he asked tens and hundreds of thousands, benefits, this and other stuff, because as a regular worker, he is entitled to. And so I looked through my records. Luckily, I'm the sort that keep records. And so we argue in the labor arbiter's office. Then he ended up with only 8,000 pesos. Then he realized that it's not the tens and hundreds of thousands that he's asking. He wants to go back to work and apologize to me right there in the front of the labor arbiter court. And I said, no, I will not hire you anymore. Because I did not realize at the time that was his racket. He works in people's houses because he's just a builder as well. He's only like this, like masonry work, but he seems to be different after 6 months. And so I realized then, knowing his records, that he keeps taking his employers to labor court after 6 months and to get what he can and then move on to another job. So the information, the gem of information that I'm trying to share to you is, do not hire people if you are building here more than 4 to 5 months. Don't make them reach 6 months because they will then can claim that they are your regular employees. And as regular employees, they are entitled to something. But for me, the labor arbiter was counting that the 13-month pay of that year that I fired him. That's why I just end up paying 8,000 pesos. Because the record shows I have given him overtime fees and holiday fees. And in fact, his wages was above minimum wage. So these are the sort of information I'm sharing with you, because as you are building, maybe you will think the worker is a good worker like I used to think. But after 6 months, I've noticed he changed. Then I suggest to protect yourself. You can just hire them until 5 months and then have a rest for 60 days before you rehire them. Then that's a good cut-off. But for me, if you hire them for before 6 months, like 5 months, don't rehire them after 6 months. Because these are the things you need to consider, that this not maybe beyond your information given, that these workers can also claim through the labor arbiter that they will claim that they are your regular worker. So giving you these gems of information that I have to learn myself and pay for it for my mistakes will save you a lot of, maybe saving you a lot of money, saving you heartaches and problems. So I hope you do heed that information. Don't judge with your heart because you feel sorry for the workers, but protect yourself first if you are building.